Hello, I'm Christy Barnes, and I'm a behavior resource teacher.
And I'm Lauren Jones, and I'm also a behavior resource teacher.
Today, we are going to go over the social skill cooperation. The name of our training today is Cooperation Station, Cooperating with Requests. All aboard!
The goals for today's lesson are to identify the difference between requests and instructions, identify how to request and give instructions in a positive way, and identify how to avoid power struggles to encourage cooperation.
Let's talk about requests versus instructions because they are different. A request is when you ask your child to do something. And an instruction is when you tell your child to do something. Both are very important in working with your child. And you want to make sure that you are clear whether you are asking or telling.
When you're giving requests or instructions, the first thing you need to do is get your child's attention. Make sure you have their attention by being in close proximity, getting down to their eye level, and using their name. It's important to make sure that you're using a calm tone. Having your child repeat the instructions back to you can sometimes help because it makes sure that they understood exactly what you told them to do.
You want to make sure that you state expectations clearly. You want to state clearly what you want your child to do. For example, let's say that you finished a meal and you don't want to ask your child, do you know where that goes? If you want them to throw the napkin away, you want to make sure that you tell them when you are finished, please throw the napkin in the garbage. You want to use developmentally appropriate language. It's going to be different when you're talking to your 3-year-old as when you're talking to your 12-year-old. You want to make sure that the language is short and sweet. We tend to talk too much, and you would really want to make sure it's short and concise. You may only want to give one instruction at a time. If you give too many, you've lost them. And you want to make sure that you repeat the instruction more than once.
It's also important to be positive. Tell them what you want them to do, not what you don't want them to do. Another example of this is instead of saying, stop running, you can tell them, please walk. Maintain the same positive body language as you do with your words. It's also so important to notice when your child is following the instruction. If you ask them to do something and they comply, make sure you are rewarding them and reinforcing them immediately.
Another thing you want to do is to give choices. You don't want to give no more than 2 choices. You want to use visuals or words, and either choice should be what you want them to do. Choices should be available at the time, and the choices should be similar. So let's talk about maybe bath time. A lot of our kids, they don't want to take a bath. So what you want to do is say, okay, you want to use bubbles or no bubbles, and they can pick either one. When you talk about the availability, if you give them the choice of using bubbles, oh my gosh, but you don't have bubbles, that's going to be a problem. So make sure that you have them right there. And your choices should be similar. You don't want to say, do you want to take a bath or do you want to watch a video? So they really need to be similar.
That's a great point, Christy. We also can work together with our children when we're giving them certain requests or instructions. This might not be true for all activities, but there's definitely some things you can do with them. If you're working together with your child, show an interest in the activity. Be genuine. This works well with all ages. So whether you're setting the table together for dinner or they're helping you fold laundry, you can do it together and really spend some time building those relationships. It's also important to make sure you're specific in telling your child how they're helping you. So if your child is matching socks while you're folding laundry, letting them know, wow, you saved me so much time by matching all those socks. Maybe we can play a game together.
That's a great point, Lauren. Let's talk about avoiding power struggles. If you get into a power struggle with your child, who do you think is going to win? Your child will. So the first thing you want to do is stick with your request without arguing. And you want to remain calm. You might just want to take a deep breath. And you may need to walk away just to take a minute for yourself. That's okay, but please make sure that you come back. And you want to validate how your child is feeling. Because remember, you can avoid the power struggles by changing up your approach. We are changing our approach as parents.
It's also important to take time to problem solve when you do come across situations where your child is upset. Here, for example, we have a child who wants to draw on the wall. So we're going to look through the problem solving steps. State the problem, ask a question, try a solution, and redirect. So we'll state the problem to our child. I understand that you want to draw on the wall, but that's not a choice. Ask a question. Where are some other places that you might like to draw? Try a solution. Maybe we can go get some dry erase markers and you can draw on the dry erase board, or we can go get some papers from the office and you can color on those. Then redirect. You've given them two choices, let them choose, but make sure you're redirecting to one of those two choices.
Lauren, those are great strategies. Other ways to encourage cooperation is to give your child praise and encouragement for the correct behavior. We spend so much time as parents just talking about the problem behavior, but we really want to praise and encourage for the correct behavior. You want to use consistent language. You know what your child's used to, so use that same language. And again, you want to set up a daily routine. We like our routines as adults. Well, we want to make sure that we set up the same routines for our children. And you want to engage your child by making tasks fun or part of a game. You can say, all right, I'm going to time you. You have to make your bed, ready, set, go, and then see how fast. So it's fun.
So we've given you lots of good strategies, but we know that they might not always work. So what should I do if these things don't work? The first and most important thing is to stay calm and think about why this might be happening. Is your child able to do what you're asking them to do? Maybe there's a skill that they're missing and they might need some instruction, or maybe they might need some additional motivation. Make sure you redirect to your initial request or instruction. Your child might need some help getting started. Maybe if you can help them start the task, they'll be able to finish it on their own. Remind your child what he or she can earn after completing the task. So once you've done the dishes, then you can go play on your video game or whatever it is that they like. It's important to be neutral, firm, and consistent.
So you really want to keep chugging along. So remember, it takes time for children to learn how to cooperate with instructions and requests. If you keep doing the same thing and you're consistent, this will really work. And sometimes children need to do things that they do not want to do, but it may help everyone in the long run.
If you need some more help with behavior, reach out to your child's teacher and let them know. Your child's teacher can reach out to us or someone on the behavior team. We will set a time alongside your child's teacher to reach out and connect with you either via a virtual platform or via phone. We hope that you've enjoyed learning and joining us today at the Cooperation Station. Woo, woo.